Greetings everyone, and Grid here with another Company Heroes 2 replay straight from Live Games lobby. Well, on the north side as the OKW forces, blue OKW forces, we got a foreign name. Well, on the south side as the red British forces, I got vasa1719. You have one doctrine immediately locked on in. We got the elite armor doctrine, polygon I from early 221. Over here could see advance emplacement, which is a possibility. Advanced Operations Regiment, also a good possibility, and Lend-Lease Assault Regiment, which is basically pretty much standard nowadays. But this map is pretty wide open. Another squad of Volkswagen is on the build queue, and usually we see this doctrine locked in pretty quickly if the player is going for it, but it looks like he's not. So I'm confused it's going to be one of these other two doctrines. If he gets good field control, he could always go for advanced emplacement to get out a quick buffers on the field. You have another intersection on the build queue. Got the Vickers on the field.
Ready for action. Target secure.
And looks like we've got straight armor pen bulletins for the OKW player. He does not like RNG with his AT guns. And the OKW player does have triple lag bulletin as well. So he's probably going to eye for the battle group HQ to say the least. Volkswagen is capturing this northern cutoff sector there. And we have a relatively early SW's half track. He's probably going to try. Well, I suppose.
Supply half track is in action. Standing by for
He just needs to get a bit more fuel, then can pull out the 221. One bit of sandbags over there. Volkswagen is capturing this sector there. Sandbags over here. And do now the intersection push right forward. Gets behind some good heavy cover. Volkswagen is backing on off. Take a bit of fire there. Taking some decent damage there. Now we have the 221 on the build queue as soon as he's able to. Volkswagen in intersection now engaged in pretty close range. Looks like the Volkswagen will win the fight. We got a quick model drop there, and got a bit of a late model drop there by the intersection as well, so it will go in favor of the Volkswagen. Down 3 models there, so it's only good for capturing. Won't be able to do much for his fresh intersection. Who's going to get behind that good light cover there as well? Way too early for a 6-pounder. Even versus 221, 6-pounder is a little bit overkill versus a 221 and or 223. Did full respect the Volkswagen with the Vickers. .221 now on the field, push way forward. Shun Pioneers perhaps get some good hits on the intersection as well. Shun Pioneers just try to engage. Looks like he's not. And the Shun Pioneers do take a very small amount of damage there. And it looks like the 221 took no points of damage. Now it takes a point of damage. Cutoff sector now captured. Do now the 6-pounder push way forward. A very hard counter to the 221. Like I said, a little bit on the overkill side. Because right now the 221 has 240 health, so it can get one-shotted by a regular landmine. The Vickers do suppress down those that formation. Another intersection on the build queue. .221 advancing, trying to get some rounds onto that intersection. Does have 2 windows fire out of. Not a great garrison fight from. Volkswagen has been some heavy cover, which is better than garrison cover.
Our supply line's broken.
6-pounder, I think, firing against the Volkswagen, trying to destroy the hedge. Or no, he's hitting right there. I'm not sure where they're firing. Taking time to destroy the sandbags, very nice. Intersection does build sandbags there, does get behind the wrong set of sandbags as well. 221 advance way forward, spots the 6-pounder very close range. Could play Ring on the Rosie with it. Volksgrenadiers get close to the intersection, but looks like the intersection will win out. Got this intersection straightforward. 223 upgrades, so now has 320 health. Intersection does fall back there. MG34 firing away, gains some hits on the Vickers and vice versa. And the MG34 does fall back. Section trying to rotate around, trying to get some cover. And the Volksgrenadiers do fall back. They do have the STG upgrade, but they're severely wounded, so they can't provide too much additional presence with that low of health. So it was a good idea he did fall back sooner rather than later. MG34 up here, just kind of captured up that VP. And still only has 2 Volksgrenadiers in the field. I have a feeling he may eye for a somewhat earlier sheer panzer quarters just to get out some Obstadassen. But that's just theory at the moment. We do have a landmine being built there. Volksgrenadiers straightforward, does get some rounds onto the intersection, who's still putting some sandbags. Will take a lot of free damage there, and does fall back. Fuel sector has been captured on up by the well, I think Royal Engineers. I don't know why I was drawing a blank there. And the MG34 will be capturing up that cutoff sector as well, which is currently cutting off nothing. Volksgrenadiers push forward behind some good heavy cover. Intersection's already behind some good heavy cover there, and got the other intersection push away forward. Okay, a nice little flank there. We do have another Volksgrenadiers push away forward. Still just a 2 intersection. Does have a sheer or SWS half track on the field, ready to deploy out the sheer panzer quarters. By the time it fully gets built, may have enough for the panzer authorization, but may want to go with Obstadassen before getting panzer authorization just to get another combat squad on the field. Royal Engineers charge away forward, taking quite a bit of damage there. Volksgrenadiers need to fall back. And that squad does fall back. Possible squad up there, got a bit of health regen. Does take a couple of rounds there. That squad may still go down. This section is pushed a little bit too far forward. So 80 gun firing away, trying to destroy the sandbags. That Volksgrenadiers do manage to fall back. This guy here will probably need to fall back sooner rather than later. Falling back now will preserve a bit of manpower. Now we've got the Volksgrenadiers now falling back. German Pioneers fires a panzer truck into the garrison, getting a bit of damage from the garrison itself, and there's Vickers only down to 3 members.
The enemy cut our supply line.
German Pioneers, of course, behind some good heavy cover, but the Vickers still has pretty good DPS, even if can't get the suppression down. Does fall back there, drops a model upon retreat. The other 3 guys will stay alive. I see here the MG34 suppressing down this intersection. The recovery engineers, or the Royal Engineers, going for a bit of a flank. And this MG34 at this rate needs to fall back entirely. So the MG34 may go down there. Got the 223 push way forward. Ghost is going to try to get a heat grenade. MG34 looks like we'll escape on out of there. While 223 does manage to avoid any sort of heat grenade. Got now a first squad of Obstadassen in the field. Incendiary grenade in the garrison. Does pack up the MG, the Vickers, and does fall back there. Especially 2 under them. No medic squad in the field, but does have triple medic upgrades. Obstadassen, even without the MG34 upgrade, they are still excellent. Their bolt action rifles are actually much, much better than people give them credit for. To give you a comparison how good a stock Obstadassen is, a stock Obstadassen will be a rifleman, Vet 3 rifleman without a bar upgrade or any sort of bar pickups. Each section does fall back there. Another Obstatzen build queue. Very nice. Of course, he has MG34, so he has the Panzer authorization. May just want to go... Oh, it doesn't have it. I thought you need the Panzer authorization to get the MG34 upgrade. Huh.
Unit ready.
Maybe I'm thinking something different. It's the FG42s you need the Panzer authorization, right? Either way. It needs Panzer authorization before we get out some Panzer IVs. He was saving up for a bit of the Obstatzen, that's for sure. Got the Vickers activated the take aim. Obstatzen coming for a nice little flank there. MG34 inside this garrison, take a bit of damage there. Does fall back now. I heard something got cancelled. There may have been a mortar emplacement trying to go up there. Double Obstatzen now firing away. Definitely needs to get Panzer authorization on the field sooner rather than later so we can get the Panzer IV out.
Ready for action.
223 has established itself on top of the fuel sector. Fuel has been consumed here, going for a Centaur and double AT gun. Double AT gun with all the AT bulletins means they should be pretty reliable. Double AT gun can take out tanks, but it's more of your opponent not paying attention rather than is more of a hard counter. It's more of a way to ward off your opponent's tanks. But don't get me wrong, AT guns are still very good against tanks. It's in the job description. Each section does get behind some good heavy cover, showing pioneers advancing.
Supply line's been cut.
Laying down a bit of wire there. Multiple intersections push way forward. If you're the Centaur advancing, we do not have a Kenworth on the field. Panzer authorization has been authorized, and Panzer IV on the build queue. Seeing the Centaur, he may squeeze out a Kenworth when he gets enough manpower. But right now he has nothing to engage the Centaur. I suppose he does technically have a Panzerschreck, which is more of a soft counter to Centaur and any sort of medium vehicle. Bit of fire there in the garrison. The garrison itself is about to get destroyed, as well as about to get wiped out due to lack of health. So it's either lack of health or lack of health is this issue. You do now have a mortar replacement going on up. At the current rate, I believe he's probably going to go for the Vanguard operations. Doesn't really need the advanced placement capability. So I'm thinking, he seems at 221 and 223, so he knows the opponent's gone for elite armor, so Brace can withstand the officer, tank panzer officer artillery barrages, so advanced placement 17-pounder play can be a possibility. Panzer IV gets a direct hit there, Panzer V is firing, gets a crit there, and the Panzer IV is about to go down. Rolls a miss there. Double AT gun, as much as it's more of a soft counter or ward away, it almost took out that Panzer IV. I think the extra pens to the bulletins was very useful. Mortar did rain a little bit far. 223, of course, does not have Veterans 4 to get access to the Regal AT mines.
Get fire on that infantry!
Section taking more hits there. AT gun firing away. You now have this garrison, but his mortar almost destroyed it. 223 took a nice AT gun shot there. He needs to get out of that garrison. Friendly fire would like to destroy it before the OKW player will purposely destroy it. The OKW player purposely destroyed it. He had hold fire turned on. Or maybe that was the auto targeting. But either way, got a nice little kill there. Has the coordinated barrage being summoned. Volkswagen is pretty forward. He has also kept one of the Volkswagens unupgraded. He has enough missions to get it upgraded, so maybe just want to keep that guy unupgraded to pick up any Brens and Piets this opponent may deploy on the field. Centaur firing away, getting some good damage. This AT gun is still very wounded, falling back way over there. This AT gun is repositioned over here. We've got these Volks taking a bit of fire from multiple sources now. Obersalzen heading down south for the winter. Take a bit of damage there, does fall back. And a mortar does last that Obersalzen a little bit, does largely for the rest of barrages, or rounds, mortars. That is actually a high explosive barrage that was being queued up there. Obersalzen needs to fall back.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Good pen there. Panzer IV has heat rounds loaded. Does bounce on the frontal armor of the Centaur. That's gonna be pretty hard to actually battle the frontal armor of a Centaur for Panzer IV. Force fire the ground there. I'm not sure for what reason. I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to do there. Does get a pen there. Yep. Heat rounds, it's always a little bit iffy. Good pen there. Another Panzer IV deployed on the field. I do like medium tank spam. Do now the Centaur straight forward. Centaur can defeat the 223 no problem. Bit of damage on those Volks. Volkswagen is straight forward. That intersection won't be able to do much to defend this region. And of course the Vickers supposed to got replaced.
Losing a capture point.
Centaur now advancing, trying to get a bit of damage over here. Bit of splash hits there on the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers taking a bit of fire there. Bit of splash hit there on the Obersalzen. And now the Volksgrenadiers are falling back. Does take out that one Volksgrenadiers. Rolls and is there. Excellent mortar hit there, and the scan rips apart one of the Obersalzen there. The other Panzer IV, I think, found a landmine. These two guys are engaging. Needs some Panzer artillery. He has 75 munitions, which he does lose a 223. This Panzer IV needs to fall back. He has enough for the coordinated barrage now. Time for the Panzer Artillery, but the problem is he's too wounded. Brings the Panzer Artillery on top of the mortar emplacement, who has enough brace. He's keep on falling back. Does take a miss there. Good shot there.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
Yeah, definitely could not have gone worse. The mortars at close range mortar emplacements, they just rip apart units at close range, and the scan action didn't help either. And it looks like both the Panzer IVs do fall back. Got now a Firefly deployed in the field. I do like the Firefly. And this 3-inch mortar emplacement took severe damage there. As replaces Obersalzen. He did lose one of the Volksgrenadiers in that engagement, the one without the STG upgrade. Hold fire turned on. He's trying to force fire the ground. He can force fire the ground. Fires. Hits the trees. Trying to go for heat grenade. He can't. He can only withstand one shot. Can't withstand two. AT gun 1 sets on up. He needs to get around this house. What's left of it. He does avoid the shot there. All the way, nothing happened. Good try. And very risky. Well, the Ovos doesn't get its RD tank bonus till Vet 2. You gotta really babysit them. True. They do get a lot of. Well, actually, no. At Efficiency 2, they get a lot of increased accuracy capability. They don't get any capability of target size reduction, but also high explosives doesn't really does not ignores the target size capability. But yeah, efficiency 2 is where they get basically all their combat bonuses, where they put out more DPS. Good round into the garrison. And honestly, right there, Efficiency 2 would not have saved the Obstassin from being wiped out from all the high explosive. Because high explosive ignores almost most forms of efficiencies, makes stuff more survivable. The only unit that gets increased resiliency to not dying from high explosive is Grenadiers Efficiency 3, where they get damage reduction. Good bit of damage on the intersection. Centaur can't do much versus Panzer IV. Does fall back there. Does destroy the hay there. He's trying to destroy more of these hedges as well. That's more of a Company Heroes 1 thing rather than Company Heroes 2 thing. But I suppose if it's wounded, might as well take the shot, multiple shots into them. Or send multiple shots. Volkswagen is to fall back there. MG34 sitting on up. Do now the Firefly deployed in the field.
Where do you want us?
With tulips, he has gone for the Vanguard operation, so has access to the Strafer support in half CP. And we do have a third Panzer IV. 3 Panzer IVs is pretty much the maximum to deploy on a patrol group, because when you do a shift move, hold right click, and point direction, it's 3 units in the front line, and then it starts putting units in the back line. Doesn't mean you can't make 4 Panzer IVs work, you just gotta be a little bit more careful with micro. And that's also assuming it's only going to be 1 patrol group. Panzer IV 1 missed. Panzer IV number 2 rolls also a miss. Panzer IV 3 and 1 gets a pen there. Firefly here does get a good shot there. Somehow Centaur takes another bounce there. Got the strafing support now being deployed in the field. Here comes the rocket run. Gets a good hit amount of hits there. As well strikes the Shroom Pioneers quite significantly. Needs the Sheer Panzer Quarters to start firing away. He needs to blitz this one out of there. Has hold fire, prioritized fire turned on. Rolls and sets a miss there. Does get abandoned. Heat round does connect. Does get finished off there by something. Only 1 set of heat rounds. Here comes the rocket run. Splash the other Panzer IV. Finds a landmine there. Good strafing hit there. Hits the infantry units. Takes out the AT gun. Firefly has plenty of health remaining. That Panzer IV also gets abandoned somehow. I can pull up the mod tools after this game and show you, at least with the outdated mod tools, what the veterancy effects are. Do now have all these guys falling back. Looks like this intersection did pick up that 1 dropped LMG-34. Does from the sheer Panzer quarters there. Ooh, that was a really bad engagement there by the OKW player. Lost 2 of the Panzer IVs. This one's about to get hunted down. Centaur is pretty wounded. Firefly can stay near the sheer Panzer quarters, start trying to pick away at it. Does have a cannon warfare deployed in the field.
Ready for further orders.
Grenadiers back to full strength.
Prepare for action.
Good pen there. Yeah, when it comes to survivability, that would be Efficiency 3, but it only improves target size, not damage resistance. Those words are very, very important. We do now the cannon warfare. The Firefly does fall back. Can withstand 2 shots before dying. It's above 50% health.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
New sections engaging. Might want to go for the 5-man squad upgrade at this current rate. Both those squads do fall back.
Defensive anvil tactics are ready to be used by all units.
This Obsas is moving around, but right now the British player has 414 VP, so the player has 237. Sending forward the Panzer IV to engage this Vickers. Has a decent amount of fuel thrown up, no mechanized HQ, so no possibility of a King Tiger anytime soon.
Enemy infantry!
Right now the OKW player is coming for another squad of Obsalassen. He has... Right now, manpower is his issue. He may want to not deploy that Obsalassen, save the manpower out for another vehicle. If he's having too much trouble with the Firefly, he can always pull out Panther. Though I'm always more biased with the Jagdpanzer. Good pen there. Firefly, push way forward, still above 50% health, but nothing more than that. 2 more pens and that pen score will go down. Firefly does not get another shot off there, but do now the Bekenworth is set on up. Gets a good pen there in the Centaur. He can withstand 2 more shots as well. Both of these roll engineers getting some good repairs on the Firefly. Volks and Obsas push way forward, and now he's smoking out the Bekenworfer. Great shot there on the Obsalassen, the Bekenworfer rotating around. And there's a scan action as well. Good shot there. Gets special C3 as well. Oh, this landmine. It is not swept there. So if the Obsalassen push forward, they will get wiped on out. If they retreat badly, like this guy goes over here, he could get wiped out as well. Takes an AT gun, does not get wiped up by the landmine. Does wipe out the Bekenworfer. Obsalassen engaging these squads. Firefly advancing, gets another good pen there onto the Panzer IV. Now got the intersections falling back. The Bekenworfer does fall back as well. Looks like he has captured the MG34. His other Vickers is currently not crewed, wherever it may be at. Centaur push way forward.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Good volleys there onto the Volksgrenadiers. Henceforth advancing, Volksgrenadiers do fall back. Good pen there, does receive a pen there from the Firefly. Obsalassen inside the garrison, and the garrison's almost destroyed. He needs to get out of there, plus he took a lot of high explosives. Obsalassen pushing way forward.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
And now that Schumpeter does fall back. Both these squads do fall back there. Hands forward. Gets a good pen there. I think as well, right now the Centaur's behind or right in front of the landmine, so a stray shot could actually detonate it. Good hit there on the intersection. Now got a Yagpons to build queue. Yagpons is doing quite well with heat rounds. Of course, they can't be upgraded the officer to bring in the various artillery barrages. Bit of splash them there on the Volksgrenadiers. Great splash hits there. Oberthausen taking severe damage. Now the Oberthausen squad does fall back there as well. Oberthausen now rotating over to engage this intersection. Another landmine there, so it's a decent number of British landmines field. Crocodile pull on the field, which is a pretty good item right now. Will help round the composition. More anti-infantry capability. Has a single Firefly for anti-vehicle with one Captain Camwaffer. He is effectively a pop cap, so 5-man squad is also not really a possibility anymore. I still like to see him start going towards it. The Jagdpanzer would be particularly useful against this Crocodile as well. Crocodiles have less health and more armor compared to the regular Churchill 7s. So they're surprisingly fragile. When they start taking pens, these guys can be knocked out pretty quickly. Does take a good pen there, kicks around some debris. Good pens there onto the Crocodile, pen or bounce onto the Jagdpanzer, and bit of fire there on the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers do take a bit of damage. And the Volksgrenadiers do fall back as well. No mechanized HQ yet deployed on the field, so no chance for a King Tiger. But he could hire for a Sturm Tiger if he so chooses. Plenty of fuel for it. Right there in that intersection. Now we do have the air support being brought in by the British player. Those our French will smoke there. Does take out the Oberthausen squad entirely with that strafe as well. One aircraft got shot down. I think that was the anti-tank aircraft. It looks like that aircraft may have been shot down by the Pinto mount here. Vegosaur destroyed 3. I'm guessing so. Crocodile pushing towards the center of the map. Firefly gets a good shot there to shoot at Pan's quarters. Does receive a good pen there from the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer has now utilized heat rounds. So does Panzer IV. Panzer IV does take a Kenworth shot. And Volksgrenadiers do take some damage there. Heat rounds still active the Jagdpanzer. They are no longer active. Looks like the Jagdpanzer and the Firefly dueling. The Firefly did roll a bounce or miss. The Jagdpanzer rolls a pen there. Intersections do fall back.
Squad knocked out.
Oh, he lost that squad entirely over there. This intersection does capture up this sector, but won't be in supply. Centaur trying to police the flanks.
The enemy caught us
do have now the Panzer IV blitzing his way forward. He really wants that centaur down. Does use heat rounds there, but was a little bit too late. Gets a regular shot there. Rolls and miss there. Could be building caches too? Quite possibly. Good damage there onto the Panzer IV, forcing back. Centaur took minimal damage. A munitions cache too probably wouldn't be half bad for the British player, so he can bring in more air support. Probably does not need to worry about fuel cache. He is at max out population. Excuse me. He has now replaced that draw lost intersection with a 6-pounder. Volkswagen to fall back. Panzer rolls a miss.
The AT gun you ordered is ready.
These amount of repairs now complete. The gun is now complete. He has 2 spare populations, so he still does not have enough population room for the 5-man squad, or to make full use of it. Flamethrower firing away. Panzer gets a good pen there in the crocodile. Assassin taking more and more fire, literally. And now the crocodile is starting to fall back a little bit. Good pen there. This time we've got heat rounds loaded on up.
Air support is coming as requested.
Now do have the loiters being brought on in, which is supposed to fall back. Centaur push way forward. Here's the radius of the loiters. 6-pounder and Buchanwurfer push way forward as well. Cheer Panzer Quarter takes some fire. He can deploy a Sturm Tiger at this moment. He does not have no, he does have mechanized HQ here. So he has possibility of deploying out a King Tiger right now. They lose that one intersection there, so now he can afford the 5-man squad upgrade. King Tiger now pulling field will probably be upgraded with the officer. Yes, it will. Or the commander, I should say. Now got the British officer now being pulled in field as well.
They have 100 points remaining.
Hikes with a barrage being brought in up north. King Tiger heading down south.
There's an officer awaiting orders.
King Tiger push way forward. Get a bit of splash hit there onto that intersection. Panzer rolls up bounce there. Could see heat rounds onto the King Tiger. King Tiger does depend there from the Buchanwurfer. Bounce there from the 6-pounder. Bounce with the Buchanwurfer. Now I got Shroom Pioneers repairing up the Sheer Panzer Squad as well. Does take a shot there. Gets around into the officer. Right now the opening player is down to 81 tickets and more counting down. Looks like base artillery being brought in. Have you seen the hammer or anvil? We do have anvil researched, but no heavy engineers just yet. So that means there's also going to be some cluster bombs or cluster munitions. Airburst shells. Bracket there on the Panzer IV, but can still withstand 3 pens, unless it is from the Firefly. Firefly does more than 106 damage. I think even when it's fully vetted, it does like 200. That's slightly higher damage. so maybe I'll just three-shot it. Crocodile goes straight forward. Good hit down the Volksgrenadiers. May see some heat rounds there. King Tiger does a good shot. Tulips do connect with the King Tiger. No heat rounds onto him, but the Jagdpanzer, nope, not firing any heat rounds. Shield Pioneers need to stop preparing in combat. Does take a pen there. The Panzer IV does go down there. MG taking a bit of damage there. Bit of fire there on the MG. Rolls and miss there. Good is there onto the MG. And now got the base artillery being brought on in. Gets a good hit there on the King Tiger, putting down a half health. The OKW player has one Shield Pioneer for repairs, has two Obersatsen for combat squads. He has a small but elite force, but the problem is it's too small. Good damage there from the Centaur. Firefly rolls a miss there. One the Obersatsen about to get knocked out, the other one's straightforward. Depends on the Jagdpanzer, who now has Vasa 3, increasing health ever so slightly. And of course, a bit of automatic health regen there. Almost Vasa C5. Heat round onto the Firefly. Good shot there from the Crocodile. And Jagdpanzer goes down. His infantry can't stay alive long enough. The Crocodile could just camp at central point. And that's one of these two AT guns. And the King Tiger will have trouble versus that. Tulips can always be brought on in. It's looking not good for the OKW player. It does have heat rounds loaded in the King Tiger, allowing him to do 320 damage per shot. Or should I say 360? Oh, yeah. Because the space damage is 240 and times that by 1.5 means it should do 360 damage per shot. So we'll two-shot medium tanks. Vegetable smoke thrown there. You have now this strafing ability active. Good pens there on the King Tiger. King Tiger taking massive hits. It's going to take forever to Shield Pioneer. Oh! And with that, the OKW player does surrender. It's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.